In another time. In another dimension. Bearded warriors. Trapped in an eternity of vapid space. Doomed to wander the galaxy. Broadcasting their nonsense to the void. This is StarCast.
Hi, my name is Chris Roberts, and welcome to StarCast.
Hello, everybody!
Hello.
Howdy doody.
Who wants to see the beards? I don't think that Follow Fashion thought there might be beards. There are beards. Stands one. Doctor Who is not allowed to have a beard. Proven.
It's not allowed.
Hi, everybody. So, welcome to StarCast, special edition cast. We are going to be discussing mostly just stuff that happened at Citizencon. Hello. Doomsum is currently fapping. Excellent. Very good. Alright, so tonight we have Bad News Baron, Stockus, Bod, WTFosaurus, Core of Existence, and Dancing Ben. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing very good.
I'm doing well, thank you.
Stockus has a fever of 210.
Something like that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's got big cooties. I'm glad he's across the internets.
Sounds like his vocal cords are made out of sandpaper.
Mm-hmm. We won't be asking him to sing or dance tonight.
Yeah.
I don't know why Stockus is so handsome, T-Box.
I think it's the glasses.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, standard procedure here. If you guys have questions or want anything to discuss, please just write the word question in brackets. And our moderator, Monkey Bod Monkey, will grab them up and stick them in the chat so we can talk about them and all that stuff.
And if you're over on my channel, make sure you pop over into Domo's channel so you can ask those questions.
Yeah, if you guys are on like any of these other guys' channels, come on over here. Otherwise, we won't see the questions because we're not that good. Or we can monitor all those different chats. Yeah, so Bad News Baron. Let's start right off right off the bat, okay? Because we were watching, and as a matter of fact, you put up a video. Let's show this video of Bad News Baron here at Citizencon. We were watching Citizencon live, okay? All of us were in the chat. We were all sitting there. We were getting excited and moist in our pants. And we looked over and we said, holy shit! There's Bad News Baron with a tie. So let me start up the video here. And you want to tell us a little bit about your experience as we're doing this here? Oh, wait. We don't hear him. Your mic.
Wait, you're muted, Matt.
We didn't know that.
That was odd. Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
Hello. Yeah, I'll be happy to talk about Citizencon. It was probably the best experience I've ever had, as a gamer. The community is absolutely incredible. So we got there on Thursday, and we did super secret tours of CIG, and I filmed a bit with Will, which is going to be on next week's Across the Verse. Because we're gonna have like a fight night kind of thing, a Thrilla in Manila in space. So we did that. We did a super secret tour of CIG, which I can't really talk about because I thought all the stuff we'd see was going to be at Citizencon, but it turns out pretty much none of it was. So we were very surprised to see all the stuff there, and then got to meet everybody at the actual event, which was incredible. Got to hang out a bit on Thursday night with like Disco Lando and Kin Shadow and Logante and Toast and just the original Wingman's Hangar kind of semi-famous crew. And then Friday I just spent the night mingling and talking to people, and it was incredible. I had no idea there were so many just fascinating people in this community, and wonderful hats and beards.
So, anything you can talk about that you found that you would, other than the stuff we're going to talk about all the things we watched in the video and stuff a little bit, but anything you can sort of say, oh, we could probably say this maybe?
In terms of what I saw when I was at CIG?
Yeah.
I can only say that what I saw has impressed me way more than anything that I saw at Citizencon or I've seen so far. The stuff that they are working on right now is incredible, just incredible, and I'm super psyched to be back right now.
That's awesome, because quite honestly, when we all watched the Persistent Universe demo, it was pretty quiet, and then we were watching. It was like, oh, this is amazing, and then after that, I kind of went to bed, and then I actually dreamt about the Persistent Universe. I was imagining I was walking around on the stations and stuff. I mean, it's stupid, right? But I'm just so excited about this fucking game that I dreamt about it, which was pretty amazing. So I'm looking forward to what's coming next, because the demo was great, but I'm imagining there's way better stuff out there.
Oh yeah. Some of the upcoming ships are just incredible and beyond what you would expect too. They're branching out with the designs, which I think is very welcome.
I'm hoping that the next great starships kind of kick people into gear at SIG. Be like, wow, these guys who don't even work for us are making better looking ships than we are under a time crunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it has. I mean, if you look at all the recent wave ships, they're getting better quality, and I think they're already taking design cues, especially when you look. Well, I mean, the most recent one I could actually talk about would be the Jump, which was just released. That's a very complex and interesting interior, and the Retaliator has a fascinating interior as well. There's lots of detail going on, lots of confined, interesting spaces that are more than just the straight through Connie,
open,
kind of boring shot. Yeah,
that's exactly what I thought. Okay, so moment of weakness. Let's go. 890 Jump owners, raise your hand. Answer your hand, bud. The two guys in the middle didn't have more self-control than the rest of us.
I wish I had one.
Or lack of funds.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I didn't.
Probably more of it.
I didn't buy one direct. I didn't have $600. I still don't have $600. What I did was melt down a bunch of all the little ships that I had that I really didn't, that were able to be got anytime I wanted. And
pretty much what he said.
Yeah.
Shit that I don't require LTI on got sold.
Yeah. Old stuff that, was like an Aurora that didn't really do much, stuff like that I didn't care about. If that all adds up to $600 pretty quickly, so.
Yeah. You only need 3 small ships to get up there. Well, 4.
So, very cool. All right. I guess Double the Hackery says that you can be his 890 Jump janitor. Bad news, Baron.
Good, because that's really all I want from this game, is I want to be a janitor.
Right. I mean, that's an aspiration to look forward to in the future.
Yeah, I mean, that's immersion to me.
It is big time.
I think we should just start a janitor org. I mean, we'll go around.
Why not a window cleaning org? You just fly through space, EVA, cleaning
windows, yeah.
That could work. I mean, there was that game Space Vista cleanup detail.
Yeah.
I want that, but after a Vandal party, after Pitchfork, if we could just go through and just mopping things up, I'd be happy.
Hey, kitten. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to Relum. We are currently simulcasting this on the base. The base.
And we didn't forget this time because we mentioned it.
Yes, sir.
Right. Relum, I'm going to go ahead and fire up the 10-minute long Persistent Universe demo so that I can show the people in the audience who have not seen it who you guys are. I don't know why the hell you don't know this already. But
I got a video ready.
You're all ready to do the pew-pews and the stuff. So I'm going to let this play. It's about 10 minutes long. Those of you who are on the cast, if you need to go smoke them if you got them, or whatever you might want to do off camera, was that do it? And then come on back in 10 minutes, and we'll be right back, everybody. We're going to show this Persistent Universe demo, and we'll talk about it afterwards, because this is epic shit right here. All right, be right back.
All right.
I'm gonna be mute. I'm gonna guess I can. Do you guys want to talk about it, or do you want to mute it?
I can't see it.
I know you can't see it.
We can't see it. No.
I'll just start it. Okay, I'll mute you guys. We'll be back.
Corp Tower, this is commercial vessel Calypso requesting EDL assistance.
Thank you for contacting landing control. Entry, descent, and landing procedure initiated. Assuming navigational control. Enter atmosphere. Descent vector in preparation for final approach. Stand by for arrival at Commercial District C, Area 18, Encore. Landing complete. Thank you for using Pentatech EDL Assist. Enjoy your stay on ArcCorp. assuming navigational control.
Next. Stand by, starting scan. By entering Area 18, you agree to abide by all laws and regulations set by ArcCorp and the UEE. Any violation will result in immediate prosecution. You're clear to go. Please exit the checkpoint.
And we're back.
Oh, welcome back.
Welcome back, everyone.
Hello. So, impressions. Okay, before we do that, don't bitch about the interlacing video. We've all talked about it. They don't want any of our help. Anyway, so what do you guys think of the PU demo?
Yeah. I'm really, really bummed out. I'm really, really bummed out by the cutscene transitions. Other than that, really, really cool. But,
are you talking about like when it landed?
Yeah, like when it landed and the transition to the planet. I mean, I keep hoping. I mean, the tech isn't there yet, but I'm hoping that that's the direction they'll go in. Is just seamless transitions.
It's the same thing that they do with Elite Dangerous. I mean, they just make it look a little differently. It's actually almost the same kind of graphic where it's like flashes of light.
Mm-hmm.
Stockus, what do you think? You don't have to say much. I know you're sick, but
No, now that I actually got to see the whole thing, because when I was watching it live, Twitch was fine up until that exact moment with the re-entry, and then it screwed up, and then by the time it caught up, the dude was like walking around on the planet side, so that was a bit poo. I'm excited. I mean, obviously this is like early days. Like, it's just showing you this is kind of what it's going to be like. I'm hoping they improve it.
Oh, of course.
But yeah, I was saying to the guys when we were muted, I'm just disappointed that there are no neon signs of half-naked chicks flashing their tartars, or
that will probably be there at some point.
Or bums, covered in cardboard boxes. Get away. Begging you for, you got a few UEC? So, but yeah, that'll happen. But no, it was really great to see. I think, really, yeah, as excited as I could be at the moment. It's pretty good.
That's fine. Bod, what do you think?
I mean, what we saw was good, but I was a bit disappointed. I mean, there was touting before that they was giving us PU sneak peeks, but really they just showed us PlanetSide. So but what we saw was good. The PlanetSide was good, but it wasn't PU.
Well, I guess that the PU part of it was that they flew through that broken up.
The PU part was just flying through the atmosphere.
Yeah, flying through the atmosphere part.
But
well, they don't have the other thing yet, do they? I mean, they don't have the floating point problem thing fixed out. The 64.
No, they don't.
So they really can't show like far flight yet. How does Elite Dangerous pull that off?
That's kind of how they were selling it. That's all.
How does Elite Dangerous pull that off? How can Elite Dangerous kind of fly all over this huge, vast space thing, but Star Citizen can't fly anything bigger than an 800-meter bubble?
Lack of detail.
You think?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
If everything in Elite Dangerous was as highly detailed and highly engineered as all of the ships were or are in Star Citizen, they wouldn't be able to pull off what they're doing now.
Yeah.
The fact that it's literally just a wedge with some internal textures and details and stuff like that, there's not nearly as much information whatsoever. So as much as the ED boys like to say, oh, but we'll have all this stuff, it's like, yeah, you haven't got it yet.
Right.
And so, because you got to remember, like, a lot of people don't realize that the ships in Star Citizen are engineered, like the landing gear, every single piece of the landing gear, like if there's a gas strut, it's physically sliding inside its cylinder. Mm-hmm. It's not movie magic or it just disappears.
Right, and they got oil inside of it.
Well, not about oil, but when the landing gear folds up, there's physically a space inside the ship.
Yeah.
That landing gear is there all the time, constantly. And along with every other moving part in the ship, it's all there, and that's all being taken account for while you're flying. I mean, if someone was to shoot you, if your landing gear was down and they shot your landing gear would come off.
Right.
That shit doesn't happen in ED.
No. It's just a different way of, storing where everything goes. I mean, every single part of the ship is rendered all the time. You just can't see it. And with enemy down, what usually will happen is you've got the cockpit rendered, but it's not a full-scale render. You're just seeing what you're able to see. But as a physical part of the ship, it's not technically there, and the rest of the ship is just if you were to no clip it, would probably be just invisible until you get to the outer shell.
Being noob, you might want to get that checked. WTF Source, what did you think of the Persistent Universe demo?
I liked it. It was exactly what I thought it was going to be. The only disappointing thing is like Baron sort of brought up earlier, was sort of when it went into the third person. I didn't really like that. Outside of that, I thought it was pretty funny that the clipping, obviously they turned off collision for their ship because if they crashed into something, they didn't want to pull another Chris Roberts bullshit moment. So when they're walking to the back where you see the cargo and you see the stuff like come through, they like immediately
turn.
It's like,
yeah.
oh, look at the wall.
Oh,
this wall's really nice.
Great spot on that wall.
Yeah, we're good.
Forget
now.
the planet that just came through the cargo hatch.
Yeah, I mean, that was expected.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, good save. Good one, guys.
Nobody's going to notice that. We're watching every pixel on that screen.
That's totally expected, and that's totally fine. But no, the rest of it I really liked. I really liked the voice acting as well. Even though I'm sure a lot of it's just placeholder and stuff like that, like the dude who is there at the scanner just sounded like he was bored with his job and all this other stuff.
Thanks for coming to such and such
station. That
station.
realism of it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I really like that. But I obviously I understand that it was a demo and it's like limited space and everything like that. I do hope it's a lot bigger than just that small little area.
Oh yeah. Sure,
yeah. But the spawning city looked really cool.
There's no helmet moment. Is I think what I was looking for is
is that flippy thing? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not saying I want them to flip a helmet in that, but there was no moment where the crowd was just so psyched. I mean,
yeah,
it was kind of dead in there. I mean, we were watching with interest, but this was all footage that we were expecting. This was all features we were expecting to happen. There was nothing really out of the ordinary. It was all very pretty and everything like that. So, I don't know. I don't know what I was really expecting, but I guess I was expecting something to catch me unaware, something to surprise me.
Yeah. Or
I would have been slightly happier just to, see more about the way that they're going to handle instancing, about, space stations and that sort of stuff. But I'm sure that'll come down the line. And what they wanted to do was planet-side landing. And like the other guys, as you heard have said, the transitions were not great. They were there, but they were not great. So hopefully those are just, placeholders for, better renders of what will actually happen. And one of the issues that I had with it, I was watching it, and I was like, everyone is friggin' bald. I don't want everyone to remain bald when we're finally playing in Persistent Universe. So that's something that they'll have to work on very hard, otherwise I'll be very upset. Because I have hair, and I don't want to go through life in Star Citizen bald.
What are you trying to say?
Beautiful.
What do you mean by that?
No, I have hair. No, I have hair. I want hair. I want the ability to have hair in Star Citizen. If this is not a thing, I might unpledge. I want my hair in Star Citizen.
Hair confirmed.
Hair confirmed.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna be completely different than you guys. It blew me away so much. I guess maybe I'm just like, I don't know, romantic or something. But I looked at that and I could see where this was going. I mean, the level of detail on like the signage on the outside and all the little bits and bobbles that were broken, and it just had grit to it. It felt really, really real. You know what I mean? It just looked like that. Yeah, the way the character animated was crap. I still can't stand the way the characters walk around like they got a stick right firmly up their ass. All the other stuff was sort of like meh, but when it's just the area that they were walking around in, and you could sort of see it being sort of alive, and looking up at the sky and seeing the sort of Coruscant, crisscrossing ships on different levels. All of that together, I was really excited, and I guess maybe that's why, up to this point, Star Citizen has been a hangar that I really enjoy the fuck running around, and that's it. Everything else that you guys do on a daily basis, like Bad News Baron and WTF Pod, and even Stockus, you guys are constantly playing in this bubble that you can't get out of, and it feels like I feel very claustrophobic. Even though it's big, I still feel like I want to get out. I want to go see something outside. I want to see the real life that's happening in this game. And I feel like, yeah, exactly. I want the freedom to do, and so even though that was very limited to how they got off the ship and he sort of walked around, but the guards being sort of like standing around twiddling their thumbs, being kind of bored, all the stuff that was sort of happening in the background was more interesting to me than what was happening with the guy walking through the area. So that's kind of why I got really excited about it.
It's like you're Nemo and you want to escape the fishbowl.
Yes. Exactly.
I think they could have done a little bit more with the scripting of the NPCs on the planet, though. But that's just me. I mean, all those scripts for those animations were probably they could have ripped straight out of CryEngine just to have some fun with. But the fact that they were just standing there as lifeless mannequins was a little bit disappointing. And I'm not talking about the ones that you interacted with, but the ones that were specifically there as placeholder NPCs.
Yeah.
But they probably can't do anything with that until they've hooked up the animations from the FPS module. Because they'd all be walking around like they're constipated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love in that video when they were showing the different studios that are working on stuff. They're like, oh yeah, we fixed the model where before hips didn't turn and now they turn, and I'm like, it still looks like he's got a stick in his ass.
Yeah, no, it's the same.
It's nothing.
Look at the way Ben's moving right now. You know, he's got more movement in his hips than those fucking things.
No, that's impossible to copy. I've tried 1,000 times to do that exact dance move that Ben is doing, and it's impossible to reproduce. There's something completely.
He's actually he's an evil demon from hell. We just don't know it yet. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about some of this. Let's talk about the cutlasses. The cutlass. Is that like cutlery? Let's talk about the cutlery.
Plural?
Yeah.
Cutlery.
The cutlery, which is the plural for cutlasses. All right. So, what did you guys think of the new ships, the cutlasses they showed?
I was initially a little upset because they weren't what I thought they were going to be.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were going to be the ones that they showed us from the lore, right? Where you had, and it looked like one was going to be like a recon type, one was going to be more heavily armed, maybe more armor on it, and one looked like more of like a salvage or carrier or bounty hunting type ship. Whereas we got the medical ship and the bounty hunting police ship. So at first I was like, and like sort of even looking at what the differences were, I almost stayed with just the black cutlass. I did eventually get the blue, and the reason I went with the blue is because it there's a couple reasons. One, it opens more of the game up to you. It was confirmed by Ben that you're gonna be able to do some of the police missions and things like that. So that'll be interesting just to see how that is. Number two, maybe people will assume that if I have the police skin on that I'm a good guy. That's always nice.
Oh, undercover action.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, you lose some cargo space, but that extra shield, it makes it, like the higher shield slot makes it one of the bigger shields on any of those ships. So that was kind of a thing as well. Plus, like the engines, and they said, a lot of it we're not going to notice from stats or anything like that, or even just looking at it, because it's going to be how it handles and whatever. So we're going to see how that goes. But apparently it's super maneuverable, and I mean it looked that way from the commercial, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
Bad News Baron, what do you think?
So, I don't have many nice things to say.
You can say whatever you feel. There is
beautiful.
no.
Yeah. They are. I think they came out beautiful. I think the paint job in the black could have been a little bit more interesting, but I really love all the design that they did with the red and the blue. They're both really interesting variants. I bought the Pirate Pack way back when with LTI when they had all these little extra bits and bobs that were exclusive to the Pirate Pack and are now standard on every single Hornet. Not every Hornet. I'm sorry, Cutlass. What are we doing?
Cutlass.
Yeah. So all right. So they made things common now that were previously exclusive, which I don't like when they do that. I think they need to say so that you're getting something that nobody else can get. Just stick to that, because I don't really care when it comes down to it, but I know that it's just going to cause drama in the forums, which I don't like. The variants, I thought they made sense. You know, the base one is sort of our cargo slash salvage one. They've all got the scanner on the back, so that's okay. But as far as stats go, I'm not impressed really with the blue. I don't think anybody's impressed with the blue right now.
I like the cockpit.
Yeah,
the curved glass.
The cockpit's nice. It's rounded.
I mean, I did think the blue had something, but for $50 completely underwhelming for the limited edition.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. I didn't find a reason to buy it other than the fact that, you know, it's limited. A collector would probably get it, but I don't see use for it in the universe. I think you could upload the stock one to be just as good with retrofits.
All right, Stockus, what do you think?
That's my opinion.
I got the blue.
You got the blue.
It was the cockpit that did it. I couldn't give a fuck about its stats. I couldn't care. I couldn't care if it had no hard points, smaller engines, no shield. I couldn't give a shit. That cockpit. When I sat in there and the amount of visibility I had over the original Black's visibility, I just like. I was in there and I'm like, oh, I can see shit. This is great.
Okay.
That's it. Seriously, like. And the fact that it comes with the holding cells and stuff in the back, it's kind of like the Avengers' bigger brother now, because the Avengers is very similar. It's got the 4 holding cells in the back. It's got a brilliant amount of visibility in it because of its awesome cockpit.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's just a larger 2-manned version of it, and I'm like, yep, I'll take one of them.
You know what I actually expected of a variant was a dropship Cutlass variant, as in instead of cells or a medic bay, just seats, rows of seats for people to sit in, so you could just drop and board. You know, that's one of the ideas that I had before the actual variants came out, and I was like, damn, I think they missed an opportunity there.
That could be interesting. I will say about the red. I am so excited for the search and rescue gameplay. That sounds like a lot of fun. Doing the whole EMT thing, going finding a wreck, pulling people out, because they have a seat dedicated to the actual search and rescue crew position, the guy, and he's going to get out and do an EVA and use the jaws of life or whatever to pull someone out of the wreckage, get them on board, and then stabilize them. That sounds incredible. I don't know how they'll get that to be effective in sort of a gaming culture when, you know, someone dies, just go, if it takes too long, just let them die.
Let them die, fuck them.
So, I mean, a res is really quick in WoW or something, you know, you just cast a quick spell, they're back up. I don't know how practical it's going to be to, in the middle of combat, go get someone, if that's going to be worthwhile from a resource perspective. But if they can pull that off, that's going to be very compelling gameplay. Very compelling.
Yeah, whether or not it's true, there was a couple of mentions about the hospital ship, the big science vessel. I forgot the name for it. The Endeavor.
Yep.
They mentioned that it could act as a local respawning point. That means you don't have to go out and get bodies, but they'll just respawn back in that ship.
Interesting.
Minus one of their lives, of course.
Of course.
What the fuck?
And my biggest gripe instantly after that was, so basically it's a ship with 5 or 6 docking collars, so that everyone can jump back into a ship, or how is that going to work? Or are we all just going to pile up in this hospital and just go, yeah, we're here. This is where we're staying for the duration of this fight. Anyway,
it's gonna be like Battlestar Galactica. You'll just wake up in a tub of goo.
Yes, exactly.
We'll cross between that and, you know, Star Wars with the whole synthetic body parts. So you may wake up as Darth Vader and go, no, because you got a headshot and you're now a robot.
All right. Let's see. What else? What else we want to talk about before we start with the Q&A time?
890 jump.
890 jump. What do we think? Sexy pants?
Sexy
well,
pants.
Matt, have you actually seen like the full interior of it? Because we've only seen.
We only saw the brochure pictures. Can you confirm the inside? That is Baron.
I can confirm it's sexy pants.
Inside.
yeah. It's various. So I think I have the actual brochure that was released. I don't think anything is different in that. Because they handed out one at print edition at Citizencon. But yeah, I've seen a bit of the interior. It's very nice. I saw some additional concept art of the little I mean, I've been calling them tenders because that's essentially what they are, like cruise ship tenders. The little ships that come with them, and they're completely awesome too. But yeah, I think no surprises. It's just it's just pure luxury as far as what people are going to do. That's up to them. I think since it's wedge shaped, it should be a ramming tool, but that's just me.
Put a big horn on the front like a narwhal.
Yeah.
Here's the side of the
Ramming
ship.
speed.
Yes.
Ramming speed.
Yes.
There you go, plaid. The runabouts, yeah, the runabouts. Ramming speed.
The 85X.
You actually have an emote for ramming speed?
I do.
That's terrible. I didn't know that. That scares me some.
But the 890
surpassed. Stockus is an 890 fiend. He has ever since the 890 jump was announced. We would sit in chats, like just on Skype or TeamSpeak or whatever, and just discussing it. And he would talk about it incessantly, about he wanted where his bitches were gonna go, where he was gonna put his coke, all that stuff was already laid out before he ever saw a single picture of it. So Stockus, tell us if your dreams has been met. Do you feel vindicated?
I had to buy a bulk pack of tape just to tape my junk down so that I'm not walking around with a constant erection every time I'm thinking about it. But no, I'd planned to get one before I'd even seen a picture of it. The minute they just said 890 jump luxury yacht, I'm like, yes, please, I'll take one.
I mean, if anything, it's just a large unguided missile.
But I mean, seeing
so is your Idris.
Well,
mine still has a railgun on front, so
yeah. But seeing the interior shots and all the extra details, it's just done nothing but reinforce my want, need, and love for it. And then the 85X, the little personal cruiser. Oh my god, the internal shots of that. I mean, I know it's only concept art, but still, there's just something about the inside of that thing that's just like, I want a fleet of those fucking things. And it would be like luxury taxis, limousines for ferrying dignitaries around.
What's interesting, if you look at the stats, though, is it does have a good armament on it. I mean, pretty decent. Yeah. Pretty decent. But I think there's no reason you couldn't retrofit that thing to actually be a little combat ship, especially with the open docking bay that it's got. You probably couldn't fit like a Hornet or something in there, but you could fit something that.
And doesn't it have that that defense system? I forget what it was called.
Two of them. Point defense system.
Yeah, the point defense system on it.
Which you just like auto, just let it go, and it just shoots.
Yeah, it's just auto fire.
Yeah.
Well, it's anti-missile. That's what it is. It's literally it's not necessarily an attack thing. It's, as it says, it's a point defense system. So basically, if someone's shooting rockets at it, it automatically targets them and shoots them out of the
like Slack, right?
Yeah, they're
kind of.
Well, yeah, they're called CWIS, aren't they?
Yeah, they have close weapon system. You could almost see it doing something like in Star Trek, some ship that sort of travels all around and causes all sorts of trouble by like raiding smaller ships and taking their shit. You could almost use it as a pirate ship because it's sort of like not expected to be one. Like somebody was just saying a blockade runner. Somebody like, oh, this is a wealthy guy. Come on through,
Well, I have a couple of the skins, the Electro skin, the Electro Hull skin, and the pirate skin and stuff like that. So it'd be really cool to see one of these in pirate colors, like all black with a big giant white skull and crossbones on the front of it, just floating through the edge of space. Yeah, why not? Why not? Pirate King's gotta have bitches on his boat, yo.
Right?
Did you actually get a real brochure, Bad News Baron? Did you get the real one?
I mean, define real.
Like
physical.
A physical printed. Yeah. Did you get anybody to sign it?
No, I didn't. I was too drunk. This isn't con. No, I didn't wanted to leave the staff alone. I already got my signatures and meeting people the day before. So I just kind of let the staff alone at the party. I bought Will a drink, and that was about it. Met Chris. I know. Nope. eBay opportunity missed completely.
No, just for your own personal stuff.
I don't need that. It's okay.
All right. What do you guys who own the Starfarer or the Starfarers? Joko just said that in chat. What do you guys who own the 890s thinking they're going to use it for? Just pimping? What are you going to do?
Well, I'm gonna recustomize mine to be as battle worthy as possible, and if not, I'm gonna recustomize mine to be whatever the fuck it's going to be best at. And if it fails all those checks, I will use it to take down other people's larger ships
By ramming them?
ramming into it. Yes.
At full throttle?
Yes.
I'm sure it would cause some damage.
Yeah.
Could you imagine the physics that are involved with that? I mean, just think about that for a second. Little tiny ships like two M50s crashing together, there's not much involved with... There's like some parts, right? There's little parts and pieces and everything's got some weight. What if you're talking about an 890 slamming into the side of a Bengal carrier? Like, what's that going to do to each ship? What would the graphics look like as it's crushing into each other?
What's that gonna do to your graphics card?
Yeah, exactly. This graphics card is just gonna go, oh,
computer.
fuck it. And it's just gonna be like a big cube of just cubes. There'll be like little cube pieces coming off. Like, okay, forget it. Just
Yeah, it's like, oh, I went from
just
60
a
frames
giant one-dimensional explosion that it looks the same to everyone, and then when the aftermath, when that goes away, then everything is just in tiny pieces.
that's what. Oh, smoke! Just a big smoke ball in space. Done, and then that's where we. Okay.
Well, they could do the Death Star explosion graphic, you know. It's just poof.
And the 890 and the Bengal are gone.
Think of how many damage states they're going to have.
Right, so I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Like, every little crunchy point is going to have to get crunched.
Even in the interior.
Right.
All the interior things are going to have damage states as well. I mean, if you're shooting off with a gun in there, too, I mean, everything has to be destructible, right?
It's not going to be until 2020 before this fucking game comes out. I swear to God.
Maybe.
Just imagine, though, a first-person style combat on an 890 with that mezzanine level and all of those, and then all just this glass and wood grain and potted plants.
Shoot at me, but please don't shoot the roof. This thing is it's very expensive to replace, and if it goes out, we're all getting sucked into space.
It's going to be like Lost in Paradise.
Yeah.
It's going to be Fifth Element. It's going to be Bruce Willis in there.
So
or maybe I'll probably be the radio guy.
No, I want to be the blue chick. Like that. That's me. I'm blue chick with hair.
Okay.
Oh,
I called it.
I want to sit a little closer to you.
Yeah, you do. I'm kind of rocking with my dreads. WTF, you didn't get Bod, you got one. What are you going to use it for, Bod? Picking up bitches?
To be honest with you, I got no idea. I just had to have it after seeing it.
Just had to have it.
But it'll sit next to my Phoenix.
You're like that poor rich guy that walks by like a Ferrari dealership and goes, you know what? I don't feel like walking anymore. I'll pick up one of those because it's kind of pretty.
It depends. I mean, as Core said, it depends how customizable it's going to be. I mean, they said you're going to be able to customize it quite a bit. So
Yeah, depending
on what they do, you can do.
They put one very sneaky line into the comlink transmission, which of course, you know, a lot of people that happened to be on the TS that I was in at the time jumped at, which is the third paragraph in the transmission saying, "Need more guns, heavier shields, more powerful thrusters. The 890 jump is also fully customizable." And pretty much everyone jumped at that because of that line.
Right, it's not just a luxury ship. It could actually be useful for many different jobs.
Yeah.
It's like a baby Idris, right? Isn't it just like 10 feet shorter than an Idris or something?
It's a Corvette. It's almost a Corvette. If it had the armament of a Corvette, it would be a Corvette, since the Idris has been upgraded to frigate status.
So it could be an 890 vet.
Yeah, it's supposed to take over the original intended role of the Idris without the armament, and that's saying something because originally, we talked about this before, they were going to charge it at 800 or 850 or even a lot more, and they went back down to 600 because it had no comparable weapons in scope to the Idris, so they went back a bit on that. However, that being said, they did put, the highest tech quality material, whatever the fuck that means, in lore.
Wood and carbon fiber nanotubes.
Yeah, exactly. But, for us, it just looks different. It doesn't feel or is different, But that being said, that is why the price was supposed to be 800. However, they couldn't justify that. So I don't know. Maybe it is true that it will be fully customizable and it will be a mini Idris, but we'll have to see.
Let me ask you guys something. I want to get a little bit controversial at this point. How do we discuss with regular people that are outside and do not have our sickness how we could possibly spend $600 on a virtual ship that isn't even in the game yet that we can walk around and look at.
I would try not to.
This is like
yeah, I avoid that combo.
This is like gamers' heroin is what Star Citizen is. Just heroin. Can't explain it, but it's still an addiction.
Yeah, I know I have a problem. Like, after I bought it, I posted on Twitter, I was like, guys, I have a problem, and I just put a picture of the 890 up.
I have an internet yacht.
Yeah, a yacht.
Yeah, I'm curious how if they're gonna have like an indoor pool or something. I mean, the Phoenix has got the hot tub, so what? The 890 jump's got to go one up from that, right?
It's probably got a sauna and some kind of hot dipping wax pool that you can dip your chicks in. So King Noobs has an answer. That's easy because fuck you. That's why. That's okay. That's good enough for me. What do you think, WTF? You're ready to take a couple 890s out because you want one. You couldn't afford one, but you could steal one, which sounds totally reasonable. So, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it'll be. This is sort of off tangent a little bit, but I think it'll be interesting when you have people with all these big ships who maybe not know how to fly them when the PU first comes out. Mm-hmm. That might be a little easy. But
or just turn it around. Just say you have an excellent, well-oiled crew for taking down Grand Theft Star Citizen ships.
Right.
So
right.
Very
well.
oiled.
That's what we do have. Yeah, I mean, you know, everybody has different things that they're going after and want to, you know, have a different role that they want to play in the PU. So I mean, why not? If you want to be that extravagant rich dude, be that extravagant rich dude.
I think it will be easier to steal like the bigger ships, but then again, we don't know all the mechanics yet, so maybe you know there is a lot more involved. But I think that boarding and taking over is going to be a massive undertaking just to get back a salvageable ship.
No, I just read what Deku34 said. Deku34. I'm gonna crash my Aurora through the glass window and capture the 890 all by myself. Pew pew. I mean, seriously, could you imagine? I can just see this in the future. Like, we're all just, you know, swag flowing, gold chains dripping, just driving our big 890s going, I am the shit. And all of a sudden, a fucking fleet of these little Auroras starts smashing into the side of it, trying to take it out. It's just like, what the fuck is happening?
If there's a way to go Star-Lord on it, it's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I think that's... When I announced in my stream that I had an 890, I had a bunch of people going, I'm going to come steal your ship.
Right.
It's like, I'm going to steal it. You know, I don't have to buy one. I'll steal it. I'm like, I'm not going to be going out in my 890 by myself. First of all, I'm going to have a fully equipped crew, and I'm not going to be alone in space. I'm going to have bodyguards. I'm going to have a
I'll protect you.
People. That's the thing is, I'm not going to go out just by myself, with a bunch of NPCs flying my 890 through pirate space. You know, I'm not that fucking dumb. If I'm gonna go anywhere,
some people are gonna be though. That's what I'm banking on. Well, some people are gonna be.
Dude, I hope for your sake there are, because I'm not that much. If I am gonna take my ship out with NPCs, I'm gonna be flying really, really close to UEE space or inside it, or you know, I'm gonna be up the arse of the fucking Bangle going on. I'm just having a look, don't mind me, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna have protection. I'm gonna have a fleet of ships, and I've got a group of friends who are eager to be on there as, you know, pilots or turret gunners or whatever. So I don't know where these people think they're just gonna fly. Like one dude said, I'm gonna fly plus. Like I said, we've got like 5, nearly 6 Idrises in my org alone, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna be flying with one of them at least in my 890. I'm not dumb. Oh, I could fly past you, Idris, in my M50. Really?
One missile, dead. You don't even have to, like, you sit there sipping your coffee and just, like, hit the missile launch and go back to eating.
No, you can ram them and take no damage.
The Sea-Wiz will just turn on and go, was that a rocket?
Yeah. No, that was an M50.
Like,
that's what it sounds like.
You haven't flown the M50 in the Vandal Swarm or in the Battle Royale, have you? Because... like 2-3 hits from a well-placed, you know.
No, Bad News Baron has. It's one of his primary ships.
Hey, in there, and I survived to the point, but one Vandal who decides to run into me, you're gone, you're dead, you just explode because there's nothing to them. They're like 11 meters long.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to fly past you in my M50 and I'm going to get your 890. I'm like, yeah, but what about the rest of the ships in your convoy? Because you're not going to take me on by yourself in your M50.
It's like having a Ferrari F40 in a demolition derby with all these old fucking tank cars that people used to drive in the 70s, you know. It looks pretty. It would probably hold up fairly well for a little while, but you know it's going down quickly because it's not made of steel. Armored.
No, but anyway, I thought that was an amusing point that there's one guy thinks he's going to take on like me and like, you know, 5 or 6 other ships by himself in an M50. Okay.
All right.
You go for it.
All right, so
take down from the inside.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
Maybe that's the best way to do it, honestly, is to get a little bit of espionage crew going inside there.
Oh
That's
yeah.
definitely going to be a thing.
Get the kitchen staff. Oh yeah, we're gonna take it
Yeah,
down.
getting shot in the back of my head because I let one of you fuckers onto my ship.
I've already decided if I ever get invited to a fancy party on board an 890 jump, regardless of what my current standing is within, you know, UEE law, I'm gonna have to try to kill everybody on board. It's just I have to. I have to.
All right, let's get started with Q&A time. All right, everybody, Bad News Baron is our official reader. He does not have a bear, but he's got a stuffed unicorn in his shirt, so
It's true.
it's close enough.
All right. You ready?
We are ready.
The Crazed Animal asks, how are you fellows liking the Cutlass variants?
We went through that.
Oh,
We'll skip
right.
that.
Okay. Just in case, DK, what do you guys think will be the variant we will see, I guess, this Friday? I understand some people with knowledge can't answer if so. You guys know
Starfare.
about that? Starfare. Well, it's supposed to be a variant of something that is already in Arena Commander that is going to be playable now. So like the LN or something like that.
Is it only one, or is it going to be like the LN, the LX, like the whole Aurora lineup, or is it going to be like 300 Eyes or the 300 series? Like, I have no idea. It could be whatever. I have no.
I'd like to see the Avenger.
What was their deadline
Not
again?
the
That they said that they would have
Shut
all
up.
all the single seater variants in the AC. What was the
That was
deadline?
2.0. 2.0, so a while from now.
No, 1.0 for all the single seaters, and that's going to be within.
2.0 is multi crew. Sorry,
Yeah,
Matt.
2.0
2.0
is
is multi crew.
1.0 is all the single seaters, and they've said that is within a few weeks to a few months, but before Christmas, ish.
Okay. So yeah, we'll have everything before the end of the year.
Yeah. That's the current timeline, anyways.
None of my ships are single seaters anymore, so I will play during the FPS module. I don't need a single seater ship for the FPS module.
Frankie76 asks, next Friday there will be a hangar-ready variant. What do you? We already did this
Yeah,
one.
let's talk about it.
Dak Tannen asks, anyone notice in the PU demo how slow the Constellation was moving, even though at full throttle? Also, what would you like to see at top speed-wise for the larger multi-crew ships to make them competitive in Player Universe?
To answer the first part of that question, I think that it was so slow because it was in a landing sequence. I think it was like, you know, they turned on VOR or whatever it is on the aircraft, and it was guiding it in to land. That's what I think. What do you guys? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, when it's coming into land, like to slow down and make sure it's not being like super fast. And I mean those fans, I guess, I don't know. In regards to the speed of the ship, they're not going to be like super fast by any stretch of the imagination. That, you know, they'll use like their jump drives or their FTL or the 0.2C flight for that. But for their normal cruise speed, I expect it's going to be pretty slow acceleration with not a crazy top speed. But yeah, that's just me. Who knows? We'll see, I guess.
I would like to see fast, big ships, though. Like I'll be okay if that luxury ship had some get up and go to it. That would be pretty cool. I'm just sort of comparing everything to the Star Wars universe. You know, I'm a big Star Wars nerd, and some of those big ships could book it. They could really book it. They just had, you know, the massive engines to compensate for their mass.
Yeah, I think,
but,
like I said, that sort of goes back to that 0.2 C speed, right? Which is a different. The cruise speed, that's
yeah.
fine. Oh, motorcycles. The cruise speed is fine, or the jump speed is fine. But I think when they're doing their quote unquote combat speed, I think that's going to be slower.
Light speed.
Yeah.
Sublight. Sorry. Sublight.
Yeah.
All right. Frankie76 asks, who's a fancy luxury captain apart from Bod and Domo now?
Me and Stackus.
Yeah, and I want to say that you don't have to have an 890 jump to be a fancy luxury captain. You can be one whenever you want to.
In your Aurora.
Yeah, you make your Aurora out of diamonds and you paint it golds and put some rims on it.
Spinners.
That's how you do it.
Spinners. 3D space spinners.
Yes.
And don't
Angel
forget
eyes.
the satin sheets.
Silky. Angel Eyes asks, hey, hi, Guz.
Hi.
I bought the Aurora for $20, and I wanted to know if there will be another subscription fee when the actual game comes out. $20 is kind of cheap for AAA title. Yeah.
No.
I guess that's two questions in one.
Microtransactions. Microtransactions.
What? Transactions.
Transactions.
Mm-hmm. All right. Demon Low Floor asks, the 890 jump hanger theory on what crafts can fit in and launch from the 890 jump.
Idris.
No, I think he's talking about the little ship dock.
Yeah.
Bigger on the inside.
Yeah, it's like Doctor Who shit. Tell us all about it, Bob.
Yeah, I don't think it would have been Idris. No, definitely not.
But if it was a Doctor Who site inside the hangar bay...
No, but the problem is, it's not quite a TARDIS, is it? It's huge on the outside as well. So,
okay.
Now, if it was a TARDIS M50, that'd be different.
True, very nice.
If he's talking about the actual little mini docking bay, boat bay inside the 890, it'll take the 85X, and I'm going to say probably the M50, but nothing much bigger than that.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect to fit a Hornet inside there. The wingspan's just too large. I mean, maybe you could jimmy it in there if you flew it in sideways and did fancy flying, which I think is going to be some of the first things that people are going to try to do. Is what can we fit inside?
Jam in here, yep.
Yeah.
Pull the wings back. Who needs wings anyways?
Yeah, just knock them off. Knock off the wings, and then, technically I've landed my Hornet inside now.
Or those weird systems where every single part of your ship has a tiny little missile or rocket attached to it, or thruster, and a guidance chip, so that you throw all the parts out in space, so it can fit in a very confined space, and then they just fit back together using the thrusters and the guidance chips.
That's why we got LTI to try this shit out.
No.
Like Iron Man's suit in that movie with the Avengers.
Fit in a briefcase?
Yeah.
No, the one from Avengers where he jumps out of the building and all the parts
Oh,
come flying
fly
out
at
there.
him, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
That'd be interesting.
I don't know what's wrong with us. We're not very
Cheers.
vapid lately. This is about the most vapid
Sorry.
we've been, and I don't.
Sorry.
We're slipping or something. We actually have stuff to talk about. I think it was just throwing us all off.
Jiro Sin asks,
Aside.
Good try.
in the Planet Side demo, do you think that when he requested a landing, do you think the voice attack? Yes. Even Wolflore asks.
No.
Wait,
Hold on. I get what he's asking. Should it be like what happens in voice attack where it replies back or something? I think so.
Yeah.
And it should be Trendane's voice. I don't know what the fuck they're messing around with that guy who sounds bored. Trendane can sound bored.
Which is all, by the way, is going to be ready in the next 24 hours for people to get.
Trendane's voice pack for Star Citizen, and then Elite Dangerous is coming soon. I have to wait for Trendane to not be working.
that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. So hang in there, guys. We're gonna have you be able to get Trendane's voice attack pack soon. All right, go ahead. Next one.
All right, Demon Wolflore asks, 890 jump hanger. We already did that one. Warwolf 13. For Ban is Baron, without describing what you saw, can you confirm if you saw the Drake Herald or Anvil Carrick? And if so, were you blown away? Can't talk about it, NDA. Angel Eyes asks, my main concern about the game is that I don't think that my machine is good enough to run the game, so maybe you can tell me what, in your opinion, will be the minimum specs to run the game smoothly, not on low. And by the way, you guys got as far as Israel, so grats.
The minimum specs aren't out yet because the hardware has not been built yet. That is the minimum specs for Star Citizen. I'm just kidding. Who has the lowest spec computer here that can say that Star Citizen will still run?
We're all freaking PC Master Race assholes.
I know. It'll run on a 780 Ti. It'll run on 2 and on 3, but...
It'll run on a 780.
Actually, one of my viewers, Rambus, actually plays his on an iMac. He manages to fly on a Mac, like a fairly low. I mean, he gets terrible FPS, but he's able to fly and do stuff with a Mac. So it's not massively terrible. It's just if you want like a really high consistent frame rate, you need mid to high end gear. You know, I think an i5 would be the minimum. Maybe some 670, 690s maybe minimum at the moment. It's probably the worst you could get to get a constant frame rate. So I don't know. All I know is it hates ATI at the moment.
It does. I get terrible FPS on Macs. It's shit. So I was watching Bod play. What's your system?
Me, I just got similar to you.
Right.
I mean, what, I've got a 7970.
Yeah, but yours looks so nice. I was watching you play the other night, and the frame rate wasn't all jerky. Like, every time I move around, it's just like, you know, and I realize I'm not streaming from the same computer that I'm watching. It's basically, my computer doesn't know that I'm even streaming because the streaming is being handled by a completely separate computer. So it's not like that's what's causing it to be all shitty. But the frame rate is just crap.
And you're running 290Xs, right?
No, just 290s, but still, they're not that much slower than the X. Like it's marginal.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Okay, well, I mean, I know the game is definitely not optimized to play it properly on very high. I play on medium myself, but
maybe I should do that.
I don't notice any visible difference running when I go from medium to high anyway.
Yeah, I should probably run it medium
because dropping 10 FPS.
It looks so smooth in yours.
You'll see the biggest frame rate changes when you turn things off like motion blur and bloom and all those other things to the command console.
Yeah, there's a point. I do have my user.config file does have about 20 commands in it tweaking video settings, and you can't tweak in the game. So that may be part of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, next, please.
Dak Cannon wants to know, how fast did the 890 jump sell out the first time it went up?
Under 5 minutes. Yeah, under 5 minutes. Yeah.
It was like 3, I think.
2 minutes, but no lag. No one reported any lag when or at least on our end, when purchasing them.
Good. At least that's improving.
Yeah.
All right. Cutlass variants, we already discussed that. Dak Cannon asks, to all individually, what was your favorite part of the Player Universe demonstration, or really got your juices flowing, and why?
For me, it was...
Just kidding. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
For me, it was like the bar stuff. Like, it seemed whatever, but just like the AI stuff, like when you'd sit down in a chair and the bartender would come over, if you moved over somewhere else, like how Kythera did all the AI stuff with it, I thought was pretty cool. And what sort of pushes that immersion over the edge for me, I think.
I don't know. I was just really excited about, like I was talking before, about the way the things look so detailed and grungy and dirty and used. You know, like they were old. They look like an old European city in the future, kind of that thing.
Lived in.
Yeah, lived in. Yeah. Mm. Not just all pristine and painted, purdy and everything. Go ahead.
I like the voice acting at the security checkpoint.
That was cool.
That's what made me the most excited, was how bored he sounded, how completely routine this was. Like, he's done it 1,000,000 times a day. He does not care. He sounds like any TSA agent, and it's so hard, for some reason, for voice actors to pin that sometimes, or for the people directing them to get them to do the right thing. But it really just made it feel real. So if they keep that tack with even the actors trying to sound like actual people, I'll be on board. I think that's awesome.
Yep.
I just love the overall feel of the planet that, I was really excited about. about the way that it looked and felt. Unfortunately, it also at the same time felt very empty, but I was supposed to talk about what I really liked. So I like the atmosphere.
I'm like Boil Down says my favorite part in the future was they still don't use those overpriced Dyson bladeless fans. Yeah, that was the other thing, is it sort of had low tech to it. It was a low tech, high tech. It was just those ships doing whatever they were doing to that Hornet did not look right. Like, not ships, but the arms that were coming down. Like, they had like big block hands that were trying to do things to that Hornet. And I was like, what are they doing to it? Just zapping it? I mean, is bringing it back from the dead?
Performing surgery with their fists.
Exactly. Like, smash fist, make big ship. If it was tearing it apart, then that's one thing.
Yeah, I think I'm on board with Baron as far as it. Maybe not the checkpoint part, but when he walked into Dumpers Depot, and the guy behind the counter sitting there bashing the crap out of him. He's like, "Come on, you bitch! Oh, hey, welcome to Dumpers Depot. Have a look around."
Yeah,
it's like that. That was just like, oh, that's kind of cool. So it's that immersion bit when you're walking around, and I'm hoping. I mean, I'm guessing that they're going to have a lot more of that. Majority of the AI that you interact with is going to be better scripted than just the dudes standing around going, because they kind of were. Like when Aaron's, I think was it Aaron controlling? I can't remember who was controlling it, but he stomped and he looked at a couple of guys and they were just sort of standing there, like they'd had a lobotomy or something, But then you walk into Dumpers Depot and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, hey, have a look around. We got all sorts of stuff," and he's sitting there bashing the crap out of something, and I was just like, "That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm waiting for." So and we saw the little the frame of the guy at the bar, like WTF was talking about. Hey, yeah, you go and sit down. The guy comes up and serves you and stuff. That gets me going.
Mm-hmm. It was Sean Tracy, who actually is new hire.
That's right, from Crytek.
Awesome. Mm-hmm.
All right.
So, Sifra asks, what do we think about the presentation? Better or worse than Gamescom?
Better, I think.
Yeah.
They're getting better each time. So
I still don't understand.
They might have a perfect show.
The tech is crap, but at least it didn't crash. I mean, they're doing a terrible job streaming, but other than that, it didn't crash this time.
We need better mics.
You know what'll be really funny?
Not overdrive them.
No. Is PAX Australia's presentation, because you can't imagine them being able to afford to fly every single IT tech guy, sound guy, video guy. Like a crew of how many, all the way over here. Guaranteed they'll probably have a minimum bunch of devs that are actually from SIG, and then the rest of them will probably be hired to help them. Like they'll contract a bunch of or a certain company. It'll be really interesting to see the quality of the stream and the show, considering it's not the CIG guys doing the
Stockus, you're gonna be there. Just sneak up on stage and say, "Assholes, you don't stream with it in interlaced mode." Just teach them quickly. No, threaten them. Say, "Look, guys, I'm gonna do something bad. Some bad thing's gonna happen. We won't talk about. It might involve Ebola or a sheep. I'm not quite sure, but it's gonna go down if you don't let me just set the fucking thing up for you so you can stream correctly." Just do that. Man.
I'll be at the front. I'll be down at the front row.
Yes. Do you even stream? Hey. Do you even stream, bro? Exactly.
Sunday. I'll be down the front, screaming like a little girl, throwing my underwear at Chris Roberts.
Oh my God, Chris Roberts! I am expecting issues with the live stream at PAX because you got to remember they're in Australia.
Well, that's true too. You only have to upload for the entire country.
Of all the places they could have done it, that building probably has the best infrastructure that you could imagine here in Australia. I'm pretty sure it's connected to the fiber network.
Do they have its own satellite? That's the only way this is going to work right.
I don't think it'll be much of a problem. Not in that respect, anyway.
Okay.
They have that newfangled Morse code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drop bears with clacks.
Yeah.
If anything, if they did like they've done in previous shows where they've waited to the last minute to transfer the latest build to the site, because that's what happened not this time but last time. Remember, there was a big delay because they were trying to the machine with everything loaded on it broke, and then they had to transfer the latest build from Austin or something. and that took them a lot of time. The only thing that could hold them up is if the same sort of thing happened, because then that would screw them over a bit.
I can't. I can see this is gonna go. I'm expecting the worst and hoping for the best.
Yeah.
All you can do.
I mean, the last 2 events, I went to Gamescom and I saw, Citizencon on stream. I had no issues with the stream, and Citizencon went absolutely fine for me. So, Gamescom went absolutely fine for me. So hopefully, third time's a charm and PAX won't fail.
It's Australia though, which they're known for their internet problems.
But like, it's only everywhere else. Like Melbourne's one of the largest places, like with the best infrastructure.
Okay, we'll see.
Because it's dead smack in the middle of the city, and that has entirely the fiber network rolled out throughout the city. So it's probably the best place of all they could have done it. If they did it here in Brisbane, in my town, it would just be a clusterfuck. It would be terrible.
They need to do it in Canada. They need to do it in Toronto, which is close by me.
I'd fly to Toronto for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Toronto, the best best European city in Canada. True. All right, let's go. Next one, please.
Cypher asks, do you guys think the Cutlass commercial could have been done in a better way? Or do you feel it all suits the advertising method of a ship like the Cutlass?
I thought it was trite. I kind of did. I was like,
it.
the dancing, it had nothing to do with pirates. Do pirates dance like that? Do they?
No,
WTF?
but
No?
they can't advertise for the pirates. They have to advertise the maneuverability, and that's what I think it did a good job of doing. I liked it. But...
It was like the ship itself was doing a beautiful ballet in space.
Do you see those rear thrusters doing this?
Maybe if it was
That was awesome.
Maybe it was
Spinning
the text. Maybe I didn't like the typography they were doing, like the font moving around and stuff. I don't know.
I was excited. I loved it. I love the entire thing. I was laughing there hysterically the entire time. I thought it had a great like Guardians of the Galaxy kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
Oh man, and that Vandal getting pissed off. I was funny. But the
that was
the
fun. I did like that. Yeah.
The nod to Top Gun was.
Yeah, the little finger thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. They did a couple of them.
Yeah.
And what's great about that is those animations are actually in the engine, and they exist in some files somewhere, because I saw a video with Fiendish Feather, and he was able to pull out those files, and he was just, scooting. So he did a video where he was in Aurora just scooting along, and everybody was passing by, and his character was just giving everybody the finger. And it was, I think that's maybe the best thing to come out of that commercial was that.
the middle finger salute.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope they keep it.
The thing that impressed me the most about the ballet of the ship was beautiful, and the doing the finger to the Vandal was really cool. The female model was just like, and she looked good.
Yeah.
Didn't look.
She had kind of a flat ass. Didn't one of the people at SIG model it?
If you go back to the original Connie commercial and you see the science officer who's standing up behind the captain, that model was horrendous. It was like I've seen shop window mannequins that look better than that. And then you go cut to the Cutlass commercial and you see that model. It's miles better. And I was just like, hey, great, they're going to have better looking female models. Because it's important to me, because my entire crew in the 890 is going to be female, of course.
Oh yeah, absolutely. In the sex bot outfits from Austin Powers.
No.
Oh yeah.
Not at all. Not at all.
Like dun 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 dun.
It's actually what I look like after I shave.
Is that what they said? You have a flat ass like that?
I do. From sitting.
I never said that, you guys. Never said that. You guys in the audience are making this shit up. I never said it. I was just asking, didn't somebody mocap or body model that particular model? I was saying that.
Yes, there is someone who did mocap that model.
That's all I'm asking. That's all I was. I did not make any insinuations. You guys are in the audience saying it. I didn't say it. I love everybody.
All right.
Let's go.
Werewolf. What? Pardon?
I said, yeah, go ahead.
All right. Werewolf13 asks, now that the Cutlass commercial proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that the Cutlass is more maneuverable than a scythe, do you think there will be a number of gray market customers incredibly pissed off that they wasted $3,000?
No, hold on a second. You could have somebody who has like a Ferrari in their garage that doesn't know how to drive shit. Okay, so it all has to do with the pilot more than it has to do with the ship. And so maybe that particular pilot was a terrible Van Duel pilot. You know, maybe he just came out of his turtle shell and he wasn't really feeling well that day. And so, you know, he didn't fly so great. But then, you know, somebody else could be just like hot shit in it and just tear up everybody. So don't, you know, it's just one pilot that they showed.
Knowing Warwolf, this is a troll question.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the commercial was for the Cutlass. If the commercial was for the Scythe,
it would have been the Scythe 1, right? Yes, because they did it with the Freelancer taking out 2 fucking Cutlasses.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you know, basing its combat skills on that video is probably wrong. And as for the Scythe itself, nobody ever claimed that it was a good ship. Nobody ever claimed that it was even worth $300. And people certainly never claimed that it was worth $3,000, unless you're a collector.
Probably the Vandal equivalent of a Aurora,
right?
Honestly,
yeah, right.
Yeah, probably.
It's limited. I mean, that's all it is. It's collectors.
It has almost no guns. It has
a silly arm that's supposed to slice through ships, which I still don't understand the physics of.
Oh, I've heard now. Someone corrected me that it was decorative.
Oh,
that,
is it?
It's part of their culture that they have the knives, and you know, it's a status symbol and things. So they wouldn't actually ram. But that's
well, it's like that Klingon blade thing they play around with, which would probably do no damage unless you got it smacked right.
As soon as I get a hold of one of those things, I'm going to ram the crap out of everything. I don't care if it falls off.
Just see what happens.
You need to.
Some guy posted he melted his scythe for an 890. What? That's terrible. I wouldn't do that.
Melted it?
Would not do that.
It was the spectacle, that's all.
I guess. Botleth. Yeah, Botleth. That's it. Now, if a Botleth was sharpened, then okay. But that's some point. All right, let's move on.
Cyberwolf 74, where am I? Asks, looking at the Mobiglass mock-up shown during Citizencon, there's a ship customization screen showing an Aurora and everything it has equipped. Do you think this will replace the current clunky as hell ship viewer in the hangar?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I hate that thing.
Yeah.
Well, if you're purchasing upgrades rather than having to go out to the pledge store and stuff like that on the site, you'd use your Mobiglass to do that. You'd be able to, but I still think you might have some sort of in-hangar device to then apply all of those upgrades to the ship.
Yeah, but if we're comparing what you currently have in that console, I would see that as the DOS version of the OS
right.
on the Mobiglass.
Oh,
yeah.
Improve it, yeah.
Yes, that I think that's what they were talking about more. Like, will they upgrade that with the new interface from the Mobiglass? And I think that they will.
And hats.
Fuck me, the hats.
Hats.
All those hats.
What about the granny panties? Come on.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. That's the real important thing.
What was it?
Fuck.
The granny? No, that model that they had equipped, where they showed the UI of the person and everything equipped with the sunglasses and the helmet and everything like that. If you look at the very top, they have panties, the underwear on, and it says granny. That's what the label is. Granny panties confirmed. I'm excited. I'm very excited.
I didn't know you rolled that way, Baron.
I'm about the creative spirit.
For you or for your fetish?
What do you mean?
Like, do you like the granny
Can't it be
panties, or
both?
Are there differences?
yeah? Well, maybe not.
Can't it be both?
Yeah. I'm under my head. I'm gonna be Captain Underpants.
Oh yes, no. I'm Captain Underpants. No, okay. But assless chaps, did you see them? That's also a question in the chat here.
I cannot talk about it.
So you might have seen assless chaps, not confirmed, but not denied either.
Not denied.
All right, next
Yeah,
question.
NK Sharp shared the images of the Mobiglass.
Yeah, I just wanted to pop it open here. Oh, you know what it is? Oh, fuck, it's going into the Oculus. Stop it.
I'll be back right quick.
But yeah, I mean, what's stopping Baron from doing both? Wearing the granny panties on the head?
Oh, here we go.
That's immersion to me.
Yeah,
is.
creative
Luxury.
freedom. Creative freedom.
Right,
So what happened?
move on.
I guess WTF was all upset. And he said, "Fuck this, I'm out of here."
Yeah.
I just said he'll be back.
No, I mean something else was good. Can I blow up Imager? Oh yeah, I can. So granny panties.
But what excites me more than the fact that there's people like Baron who would wear the granny panties either properly or creatively, that's something I could potentially transport around the universe as just giant shipments of granny panties.
Nice.
Wouldn't that piss off a pirate?
Wouldn't that be?
Wouldn't
that be the ultimate
WF Source one day is going to raid somebody and he's going to find a whole bunch of granny panties.
And it's going to be hilarious.
Granny panties everywhere.
He's going to blow the back off some freelancer and it's just going to be underwear.
Everywhere.
Fucking everywhere.
So, WTF, you were saying a minute ago that you were all excited or upset about something. What was going on? What happened? Talk to us.
I was upset about something?
Well, somebody in the chat said WTF looks like
they just said I looked like I was angry, and I said my resting face is bitch face. It helps me keep me beautiful and doesn't give me wrinkles. Yeah.
Yeah, it's bitchy resting face.
Yeah.
That's good.
Chronic bitch face.
No, not soiled granny panties. Come on, Cyberwolf. You're going over the line.
That's too much.
Yeah.
That is too far.
That is one stroke over the line, Cyberwolf. We're not going there. All right.
But can you get them out of a vending machine?
Maybe. And what if you just add water? What happens? They go poof and puff up. All right, next one.
So I'm going to sell out of my inventory.
You got the market on the granny panties.
Oh yeah. All right, Cyberwolf asks again. On today's YouTube video spotlight, Disco Lando, has a scythe demo showing how the ship is boarded and flown by human and probably Vandal pilots. What did you think about all those you saw it?
You have not seen it. You have the URL for it? I'll have a looky. We'll have a looky at it right now. Let me go look it up here. Disco Lando. Oh, you can go to the next one if you want real quick and I'll...
Okay. All right. Again, on the Mobiglass mock-up shown at Citizencon, when looking at the hats, fedoras confirmed, they have battle helmet selected, and there is an option to add or subtract a layer. What could this be referring to? And if I could be so bold, multiple hats, a stack of hats. Hatception.
This is because they're using the Warhorse engine, the one that's coming from Deliverance, Kingdom Come. Kingdom Come Deliverance. That is the big tech that they bought from that company, was the ability to layer things. You can layer multiple layers of clothing, and each time it adds a little bit of armor and changes to your way your character gets hot, runs, movement, everything. It all adds up. I can't find this video here on Disco's thing.
This is actually just
got linked in chat.
Oh, they linked
Team
in
Fortress. We're just playing Team Fortress.
Alec linked in chat.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Alec.
Yeah. You know, they'll probably have the ability to, put it like a feather in your hat, or put a little something there, a card maybe. I don't know. Yeah, but you can do different things with layers. It depends. You can have multiple things on your head.
Here we go. I'm gonna look at this.
Well,
it looks so dirty and getting rained down. Is that weather effects in the game? Who did this?
I think this was Fiendish Feather.
Oh, so we have confirmed that Mr. Earl is stepping down, and Mr. Fiendish Feather is going to take over, huh?
Yeah. Where am I going to get my spin videos?
I know, right? Well, meetspin.com, but that's completely different. Oh, look at this.
Oh. But it doesn't have to be different.
Whoa, that looks very, sexual. As you're getting launched into the ship. It looks like you're being inserted. It's very sexy.
That's just one of those poses that if you have to hold it for too long, your neck starts cramping like a motherfucker.
Yeah, right?
Uncomfortable. Super uncomfortable.
That would kill your neck.
You have to hold yourself up the entire time. You'd have to have extremely good abs to be able to do that.
And if you don't, your lower back is going to start twitching, and then it's going to start hurting.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that explains the poor performance of the Vandal in that Cutlass video. Maybe he was just having a bad day. That's why he was angry too, because he's been in that ship for a long time. He's got cramps. He has needs.
Yeah. They should have some kind of neck support or something.
All right. So Cyberwolf, do you want to move on?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Cyberwolf asks, did anyone else notice that the human model they used in the live demo had hunched shoulders and looked very unnatural? Was this the old model, since they talked about having a new, smoother walking model ready to go? I don't know.
I don't know if it's the new one or the old one. It looked like the old one to me.
But even the hunched shoulders, I mean, there's people that are built that way.
Yeah.
Well, even when they did the side by side of like new model, old model, I thought this new model still looked, kind of, bloggy.
Yeah, I don't get it. And they've got the technology. They went. That was that video I put out a long time ago where they've got that 3D camera system that can scan the body down to like the tiniest mole, and it's perfectly modeled. So why they're using this like sort of shitty CryEngine model, I don't have a fucking clue. I don't know why they think it looks great. When he's running, it looks horrible. It's just like this silly, paddly kind of flappy foot running thing. Anyway.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mr. Barry.
All right, so Cypher asks, would granny panties be considered pay to win? If so, how can they be nerfed?
You don't want to nerf a granny panty. Just
wouldn't want to.
No, that
soiled.
So you could sell them, but not soil them.
There's degrees, the degrees of soilage. Damage.
Maybe the only way to attain them is to woo someone who's wearing them.
Woo.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's like that. That's like that achievement where you have to kill a dev, and the only way to get the achievement is to kill someone who killed the dev.
Yeah.
Nice.
It could be.
All right.
All right, Cyberwolf74 asks, did anyone think that the Vanduul model in the Cutlass commercial looked low res, especially compared to the female human pilot? A little bit. I mean, lower polys, I think.
Yeah.
I didn't really notice, to be honest.
I didn't notice.
Because we were watching it on a stream and it was pretty crap.
Yeah.
It was really crap.
Yeah. So we might have been seeing it very low res to begin with anyway.
It looked a little bit cartoony when it was on the screen.
But even the Vanduul himself looked like he was, like Matt, like you said, B&B, like straight out of a cartoon.
Okay.
Well, I mean, and I have to imagine that they're going to be doing, multiple passes again on even the Vanduul textures and models and things like that. So this is just probably, earliest that they can show. All right. Cyberwolf asks, after seeing the live demo, are you more assured, less assured, or about the same in CIG's ability to pull off Chris Roberts' dream of making the best damn Star Citizen ever, the best damn space sim ever?
More, but concerned that it's not going to come out in the next 3 years.
Yeah. I'm prepping myself for 2017 anyways. And then if it comes out before that, then bonus.
Bonus, yeah.
Yep.
Before I forget, do you want to start
Yeah,
on
I was going to say before he jumped to the next question. We got a giveaway. Yay. So, we're giving away a StarCast shirt and then a Jiggity Wiggity shirt from Mr. WTF.
A Swiggity Swooty!
Swiggity Swooty, you're coming for the booty.
Cutlass.
The Cutlass.
And then it's got a little overdrive action on the back. Yeah, let's see if we can...
Very nice.
Very nice. That matches.
So we're going to be giving that away for the Swiggity Swooty. Here come the booty. And StarCast shirt. So we're going to just do a dual thingy. So basically whoever wins the one gets them both. Sound good, WTF?
Yep.
So whoever wins can send me the information. I'll send it over to WTF, and then we both have different stores, so we'll just send it from the stores. Okay. Let me start up the old thingy. You can get started with the next question if you want, Mr. Barron.
Okay. Let me get there. Is it just me, Cyberwolf again, is it just me, or did they show and talk about less ships at this Citizencon versus last Citizencon? P.S. We got a sneak shot of my baby, the Retaliator, and the Gladiator, as well as the Gladius. No Idris at all. Suck it, Core.
I love the love for Core.
I don't mind. I'll get my Idris when I get my Idris, and when I do, none of your ships matter anymore.
Okay.
Gonna ram an 890 jump into it.
Hey, that was my plan. No. That's what I said I was going to do.
I'm gonna try and mate my 890 with your Idris.
I don't know if you know this, but I'm gonna come with my M50. You're not gonna be able to hit me. I'm gonna take out your Idris with my M50.
Yeah, I don't. I somehow doubt I will notice the mosquito swarming my Idris. It was very annoying. I had a mosquito in my bedroom last night. It was really annoying, but yeah. Other than that, it didn't do.
Yeah, we can send the shirts globally. So, one thing I want to tell you guys before we do the shirt giveaway, you do have to give, especially if you're somewhere outside the country, you have to give us your phone number and a bunch of information. If you don't want to do that, please don't enter. Okay. All right, go ahead.
All right. So Cyberwolf asks, the ship we are getting with the $58 million stretch goal is science, research, medical, and meth lab. Which of these roles, if any, are you interested in? Will this be a ship you will get?
Meth lab in space.
Like Walter White.
We have to cook.
I am Heisenweenie. Yeah, probably. I could do some. But you could do meth lab in any of the ships you get. I mean, think of the 890 would be a good meth lab.
Chili pea. That's my thing. We're all about the chili pea.
I'm interested to find out what the science and research will actually accomplish and how those professions will actually take place. Because I doubt we need an actual PhD licensed scientist in there to get our sciences going. But I'm interested to see how those work. You've already heard me talk about the medical role, because if it serves as a battlefield hospital where everyone respawns, then fuck yeah. And meth lab is just money. That's just money floating in space.
Yeah.
Money, combustible, very high explosive money. I'll take all four.
I'm just in the Empire business. All right, so Cyberwolf asks again, so anything FPS is retiring from doing Star Citizen videos. Thoughts?
Yeah.
It's sad.
It's sad.
Yeah.
I think, does anybody know for sure? I think it has to do with his YouTube network.
I sent him a message about it, thinking that, oh, hey, I thought that's what it was. I thought maybe he'd talk to you.
Yeah, he hadn't contacted me yet.
He's just going to be like, oh, it's not. I'm just going to get out of this, and then he's going to start another channel. I asked him about that, and from what he told me, he said that, no, he's just done with the videos and stuff.
That's so crazy, because he's very prolific. He makes a lot of them. So just to stop, maybe just you get burned out.
Yeah, it's quite possible.
I think he tried to monetize and go that full route too early.
Could just be sick of the hate.
But which is really crazy, because he gets a lot of views, and I know he's on a pretty shitty YouTube network, but if he was in like the network that I'm affiliated with, he would probably be making at least 1,000, 2,000 US a month, if not more, just from his views alone. So it's kind of a lot of money to step away from.
Why am I streaming? I need to switch to YouTube.
It's hard though to get those kind of views. He's got a very unique talent, so. But you're already on YouTube, aren't you, Baron?
Yeah.
Are you in a YouTube network?
No.
You need to talk. Okay.
Okay.
Let's move on.
All right. Warwolf13 asks, do you think that enough was revealed at the latest event, or do you feel it was poor compared to past events?
I think it's good.
Yeah, it was fun.
I mean, we got PAX coming up, and then there's a big,
exactly. We've got
a big pause from PAX to PAX East, which is from now all the way to April. I don't know of any other events that are coming up in between.
I'm a lot happier with seeing something materialize every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, rather than having to wait 3 months for a major update like we had to do, last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm a lot happier with the way that stuff is gradually coming out. It gives me a reason to continuously check everything and make sure that I haven't missed anything, which we talked about it on past shows a few months ago, where there was just a moment where you watch, Wingman's Hangar, and then beyond that you technically already know everything in 10 for the Chairman, and there's no real new content coming out. So I'm happy with the way that they're gradually bringing everything out now.
And just you guys all should follow Sandy on Facebook. She gives you really great information several times a day.
Why? It gets reposted on Reddit like 3 times.
Because everybody wants that karma, baby.
Oh yeah. Let's see what's in here. T-Bonks asks, so what do we think of the mere level of detail on this one city alone? You can think for yourself. It's okay. There has to be a we.
What is it? The mere... I guess I'm missing...
What do we think of the mere level of detail on this one city alone? So he's saying, is this not impressive?
Oh, I'm
Are we
impressed,
not entertained?
I am entertained. I am.
Yeah, it's nice.
I have a funny feeling they'll be even more detailed. Like this seems like they've not thrown it together.
I was going to use
together.
that.
Well, it looks like they've they've used what they had ready at the time. You know, if they've grimed it up a bit, they've made it look lived in, they've made it look like it's a real place. But I think once they've got all the assets and they've got everything working and they're just starting to fill out the worlds, I think they'll be even more detailed than they are. So I was impressed, but always in the back of my mind there was always that, like, I think there's going to be more.
Watson? All right.
Grackies asks, if you could have one specific issue out of the many Star Citizen has right now fixed right away, what would it be?
Lack of interest.
Any crashing, get rid of the crashing in Arena Commander. Probably.
Joystick controls.
God, yeah. Poor frame rate and inability to do anything I want to do.
You'll get your granny panties, don't worry.
I get my granny panties?
We'll get there, Pops. All right. Let's see. Dublar Thackeray asks, with that top, does Bad News Baron own any panpipes?
You do look like a Peruvian pan flautist.
Yes, I do. All right, Warwolf13 asks,
I have that
what do you
hat.
think about the M&K versus HOTAS recent uproar? Do you think that is showing a misunderstanding on behalf of the community that Star Citizen is a work in progress to be balanced in the future, or misunderstanding on behalf of CIG about their fans' expectation and avoiding controversial decisions in order to grab a larger core audience? Oh, nice question.
It's a great question, but it's something I've been bitching about for a long time, is that the fact is that you want to think that it's a real space sim, and in space you're not flying with a mouse and a keyboard, unless maybe you're on like a Starfarer. There's no even Windows. But everything else is done with a joystick and throttle, a HOTAS, right? So that should almost be the preferred method if it's a true space sim. But unfortunately, the game plays significantly better with keyboard and mouse. WTF, that's all you play with.
Yep.
And you do very well in Arena Commander. I've watched.
Yep.
So why is it that is the best way to play this game? It just drives me nuts.
Because that is the most common input.
What common input? Everybody needs to get a HOTAS.
At the end of the day, yeah. I mean, it would be nice, but if computers, that was a requirement to run a computer, then you'd see that, but you don't, right? Like, I mean, I get into this argument all the time, and I understand where you guys are coming from with the whatever. And I've never tried a HOTAS. I'm sure I'd love it, and I'm sure I'd be upset about it too. But at the end of the day, it's everybody who has a computer that's going to be able to run this will have a mouse and keyboard no matter what.
But do you think it should be the preferential? I mean, should it be that much more accurate than everything else? Because a mouse does have, mine has 800 DPI or 8,000 DPI. Whatever.
Yeah, well, the same with my mouse, right? Like it's super high DPI, and I mean, you know, you are going. That's why it's a mouse and keyboard. Like that's why people don't use a joystick to navigate Windows, right? Because it is more accurate. That's why I use, you know, a mouse and keyboard to do all my graphic design stuff, and I don't use a joystick or something like that. Now, obviously, in a real life scenario, you can't fly an F-15 or a spaceship or something.
Could you
like
imagine
that
this thing flying around in your cockpit?
Yeah, like it would be too jerky, it'd be too fast. Now, yeah, it's just I see the arguments from both sides. I definitely do, and I do understand that they should bring up the abilities of the HOTAS or joystick, but I don't think that they're ever going to be at the same level as the mouse and keyboard. And if you want to be competitive, you're going to probably have to go to keyboard and mouse, or like just like in racing right now, the top guys who are in racing use a gamepad, and I can't use it. I'm terrible with it. So I just deal with what I have, and I use the mouse and keyboard for that.
Okay.
I'm going to disagree.
Okay.
On everything.
And that's
You're
fine.
wrong. All right. So here's what I know. Pre .9, the top 3 dogfighters in Star Citizen, based on, so we didn't have leaderboards, we had observation. We only had like the same 30 or 40 people, it seemed like, in every match for months. The top 3 people, Hydro, Big Bang, Comeli, and most of the time myself, we were all using HOTAS. Then they made this update, this patch 12 update, or whatever it was, that put us in .9, and suddenly joystick, gamepad became useless, and mouse users just went way out of the top, more accurate than ever because of the changes to the way that they were doing the targeting system. Now, I've climbed my way up since then. I'm now, in the I think last time I checked I was in the high 70s. There's now a couple of really good joystick pilots who are in every single, top 3 in every single one. But it's broken, and they know that. As Chris Roberts has said multiple times, that they are going to fix joystick and gamepad controls to be more accurate. I think the last update he said was that Chris Roberts couldn't hit a damn thing, and he couldn't hit a damn thing anyway because he kind of
bullshit. Yeah.
But said that in 9.2 he tested the changes that they're implementing, and he was killing Vandal left and right. And so if that happens, then I think we'll get our edge back again, and we'll be back on level playing field. I honestly felt that before .9, everything was pretty well balanced. And actually, I thought joystick users had a bit of an edge in maneuverability. We can normally swing around and get our bearing back on a target faster than a lot of the other guys could. So, I mean, it remains to be seen. It's always a work in progress. But I don't think that mouse and keyboard will always be on top. I think any little boost, just a little boost,
It's going to destabilize the entire thing.
well, just to joystick, I think, and gamepad, because they've been hurting. We've been hurting for a long time.
yeah.
Since these patches came out. If they're working on changes that will make it easier for the joystick and gamepad users to keep up with the precision of just point and click, then it's going to be level playing field again, and we're going to be able to really rock and roll.
Yeah, sorry, I thought you were going somewhere else with your train of thought. I thought you were going to say that any changes made to the balance as it is now, or as it was in 0.9, will destabilize the system, and people will cause an uproar about it. But it'll be, this is something that'll constantly evolve, and hopefully, and this is the most important part, by the time we have Persistent Universe, we will have arrived at a level of balance in which all things are almost equal.
Right. And I'm not saying that they don't need to fix joystick or anything like that. But I think that I disagree with you, as before .9, I was mouse and keyboard, and I was always at the top as well. So it's like I don't.
So the thing is to nerf WTF.
Yeah, nerf WTF. No, but it's like I think that you're always going to have one method of input, whether it be mouse and keyboard, whether it be joystick or whatever. You're never going to get them on an even playing field 100%.
No.
That's never going to happen, right? And I mean, what you're going to see is the most people that use the largest input users are going to be mouse and keyboard at the end of the day. That's it's a fact. You don't have to go out and buy extra peripherals for it. But that being said, yes, I agree that they need to bring sort of the joystick users back up to par. And then, yeah, we'll just sort of move from there. But there'll never be a true, one-to-one balance ever.
But there's nothing to stop them from having all 3 control schemes on an even playing field as far as customizability and ease of use. It's always going to come down to a pilot. It doesn't matter how.
It depends on how proficient you are with a mouse over a joystick or something.
Exactly. I mean, if there's someone who is really, really just shit hot with a HOTAS, doesn't matter. They're a better pilot.
Well, we see that even now, though. We see that even now. Even though that customizability, I'm fucking brutal with words right now.
I know
isn't there. it's
Sorry, go
you
ahead.
know, you can still use your Star Citizen key remapper, and there are still players who are out there that, you know, wreck me and wreck everybody I know that uses mouse and keyboard. So, I mean, to say that isn't the case it would be a fallacy.
All right, let me pause just for a minute. This is a really great topic, but we're getting close to running out of time, and I have to do the giveaway. So, 1 second. Let's do the giveaway, and then we'll come back. Okay, for everybody who is here and wanted and enter the giveaway is the raffle is closed now. That's 2 little prerequisites. Remember, you have to give us the information that we need because you have to send us your name, your phone number, your address, and the shirt sizes that you want. So you're gonna have to pick the shirt from WTF store and a shirt from my store. Give us then tell us about this. You only have to send the information to me, and then I'll send it over to WTF so he can send you the shirt as well. Either way, you also have to be a follower of the channel. If you're not following, my bot will skip right over you and say "F you, buddy," and then goes to the next guy. All right, here we go. Good luck. May the odds be in your favor. Beta Hope.
Hey.
That's right, girl. Well, WTF, is your shirt unisex?
All of my shirts come in female versions.
Me too. So I got girl shirts. Okay, Beta, congratulations. Say something. You got 1 minute to say it. Oh my god. Beta even here? People are still typing gimme. You can stop with the gimmies. Can't get it
I'm
anymore.
gonna win this.
I
don't care how late I am.
Or how many times I type in gimme.
I'm a backtrace your IP and hack my way into the system.
Beta. Oh no,
Consequences
Beta,
will
you got
never be
30
the same.
seconds. Say something, Beta, please. Beta, you got it. We're gonna move on to the next person. NK Sharp's like, please be AFK. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Oh no, she didn't show up. Ada Hope. Sorry. Alright, doing it again. JCH979. You have 1 minute to say something in the chat. Also behave. Alright, do you anything? Oh, well. You said something. There you go, JCH.
There he goes.
Gets his prize.
Gets the prize. Congrats. Alright. JCH, so send me I need to have you got to pick out what shirt you want from my store, what shirt you well, you know the shirt you're getting, the StarCast shirt and the squiggy wiggity. So, you got to
Swiggity wiggity?
Yeah.
Swiggity swooty.
Smiggity smaggles.
That's right here on my boobas.
Smack my schmeggles. Anyway, you got to pick that you send it over to send your information to me. I need your name, address, phone number. Especially if you're outside the United States, because they require your phone number if you're sending anything to someplace else. Okay. All right, let's move on then. We have to actually wrap it up because we're out of time. For me to be able to put this video up on YouTube right away, I have to have it under 2 hours, and we are 3 minutes away from being under 2 hours, so we have to go quickly around the room. Everybody, let's go around the room. Bad News Baron, where can people find you now?
You can find me on twitch.tv/badnewsbaron. And
Okay.
also on YouTube at youtube.com/badnewsbarontv and Twitter at the Bad News Baron.
Excellent. Marcus.
Yeah. Hi. Sergeant Stackers everywhere. I'll start streaming when I feel better, which will be in the next day or two, I think.
He got a cold.
Hopefully. Yeah, I got something not cool, but yeah.
Ebola.
I'm me everywhere. Under your bed, in your shower, passing the soap. I'm actually underneath Bad News' desk right now, massaging his toes.
His ankles, his cankles.
No, I'm getting an upskirt shot of them granny panties. Oh boy.
I use those pedals all day, man. I need some loving.
Yeah, I'm there for you.
All right, Mr. Core, go.
I'm Court of Existence everywhere. You can find me on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. And that's me. And move on.
All right, WTFosauruses.
I am WTFosaurus. You can find me at twitch.tv/WTFosaurus, twitter.com/WTFosaurus, and WTFosaurusplays.com. And I'll be streaming right after this.
Core, what's wrong with you?
I like Little Groot.
Little Groot is so sexy. All right, Bod, go.
Bod699 everywhere. Yeah, pretty much streaming a lot these days. A lot more than I used to be. Every day, pretty much.
Yep. And you're playing a lot of Star Citizen, and you played other stuff. You're being a variety streamer.
I've been trying to play Star Citizen every second day at the moment, while I've got other stuff to play. Until I run out of other stuff to play.
Nice. Yeah, guys, check them out. I'm Geek Domo. I'm here every day. Playing Elite Dangerous all throughout this week, and then probably World of Warcraft in the afternoon. Just getting ready for the release of Warlords of Draenor. Okay, let's get out of here, everybody. Thank you so much for the great show tonight. And wait, are we coming back Thursday or no? Real quick, yes, no. We'll go, no, go around the room.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so yes, we're coming back on Thursday. Also, I'm waiting for Michael Moreland. He wanted us on his show this week, but he hasn't got back to me yet. So, and on Friday we are coming back with Steve George, Smedley, Jimmy Weisenhunt, and Adam Clegg are going to be on H1Z1 Podcast 0. All right, let's get out of here. See you guys later. I love your pants and face and everything. Good night.
Have a good night.
Bye.
See ya.